The best one I've seen, the best tool, because we only have a limited amount of time here, um, is Pat Lam. So Pat Lam at Connacht, right? So Pat Lam had done at least 2 years, maybe 3 years in Connacht, hadn't had the success that he believed they were capable of, right? And was kind of heading into his last season of his contract. I'd say under a bit of pressure, right? I don't know this, but I would imagine from the outside, he needed a good season. And even though they'd been together 2 or 3 years, and everybody assumes that rugby players or soccer players or basketball players who are professional, they spend so much time together, they're unbelievably tight, right? But my experience of that is yeah, you spend a lot of time together, but you generally migrate towards the people that you're friends with, right? Okay, and there can be cliques. There can be cliques in teams, and I don't think that's like I've seen successful teams with loads of cliques, right? But there's high levels of trust across those cliques and high levels of respect. But anyway, Pat Lam felt that Connacht weren't maybe as connected as they could be, so he used this tool, and it's called the 3 H's. So effectively, your 3 H's are your highlight, your hero, and your hardship. Okay. And what he did was he asked every player and every member of staff by the following Friday to create a PowerPoint, right? And I know people dread PowerPoints, but there's sense to this. Is basically you have to do a minimum 3 page PowerPoint, no maximum, right? And you have to give it to the video analyst by the following Friday. Now the video analyst controls the laptop, which controls the content of meetings, right? And that's the only reason it was the video analyst. So the video analyst captured all the presentations, all the 3 H's, and put them into a folder, okay? And the idea was, if I care, as in I, Pat Lam, care about who we are, okay, you should care about who I am, okay? And like vice versa, right? So effectively, what they did then was sporadically and consistently over the course of the season, maybe halfway through a tough review on a Monday morning, certainly during pre-season, Pat would stop the meeting and say, right, we're doing our 3 H's, right? And everybody's name was on a wheel of fortune, okay? So you get this online, okay? So everybody's name. So Justin, Liam, Bernard, Johnny, Mary, Marie, okay? You press the button, the wheel spins, right? So how do you feel, right? You don't want your name to come out, right? So as soon as your name doesn't come out, everyone's like, oh, brilliant, and laughing and joking. And the poor unfortunate names come out, has to go up in front of the group and present his hero, his highlight, and his hardship, right? Now, I'm not going to name names here, but my understanding is the first 4 or 5 were really safe, really generic, okay? Like there was no openness or level of vulnerability. And the sixth one, he went deep. He went deep and opened up himself to why he is the way he is and what's influenced that in his life. And after that, I think some players went up and asked, could they change? Could they change? And effectively, what it did was, and like the idea, look, it's just 3 things. But if you've got a group who are really interested in each other and a group of good people, that's only a starting point. You know what I mean? So if you say what your hardship was, Liam, and I'm interested in you and learn more about you, at some stage I'll go and peel back the onion and try and find out more about that and maybe tell you a little bit around a similar experience I've had. And at the end of that year, I don't know if you remember this, but Connacht won the Pro 14. They beat Leinster in Murrayfield, which it's up there with Leicester City winning the Premiership in soccer. Like, it's an unbelievable overachievement in terms of money and resources. And it's not, they had a brilliant game plan. They had some brilliant players. Some have gone on to play for Ireland. Some who maybe didn't get the opportunities that they deserved. But certainly culturally, if you talk to any of the players or staff involved that year, something was different. And maybe I'm overemphasizing the 3 H's, whatever. But I think what it showed me was they wanted a culture that was a better culture, but they were actually willing to invest time into actually trying to find ways to make it better. And that was just one of the things. So yeah, that's something to me that stands by me. It's a story, an anecdote that I know led to success. And I know, look, there's lots of people who tried brilliant things that maybe didn't have a trophy at the end of it that worked. But again, a leader who's trying to create a better culture, trying to create a better sense of trust and respect and understanding. They're the type of leaders I want to be spending time with, working with.